So now we are on to the blade. Oh, I'm Hawk. I make props and costumes. Welcome to my channel. And today we are finishing the engine blade from Final Fantasy 15. I normally print everything, but for some reason my printer just was having none of it. Would not print the blade. No matter how many times I tried. Tried different orientations. I split the blade in different areas. No, nothing. Just wouldn't print it. I'm having bed adhesion issues. So I printed up a mock-up, and we're going to make it out of standard EVA foam. I don't use EVA very much. I'm not a big fan of it. I have my template, which looks like this. I got the template by screen capturing Lightwave in a 1:1 grid, bringing it into Inkscape, and then tracing the whole thing and then printing. So I'm going to cut this out. We're going to trace it onto the EVA foam and pick it up from there. This is a pack of utility blades. This is relatively inexpensive. Old blades go in it. I mean, I don't even have to deal with getting rid of them. There is no reason not to use a very clean blade all the time. So I do better with a pulling motion than a pushing motion. So I will often just move the whole project. This inner part is a recessed, so we're going to use some probably 1 or 2 millimeter foam just to make a slight inset. It's going to be sandwiched around a bit of fiberglass. This is a fiberglass rod I picked up at the big box store. Again, this is for all the sanding and everything, and it's nice and neat, but it's not bad. I ran a groove down the center on both sides for my little fiberglass rod. And now we glue these two pieces together. Thin coat on both sides, and you let it cure for about 10 minutes till it's slightly tacky, and we're going to put it together. I'm going to be wearing a respirator. It's also not good for my work surface, so I'm probably going to put down some paper, and we're going to put a light coating on both sides, give it about 10 minutes for everything to tack up, and then put them together and adhere them. So it is that time to flash off. We stick the rod in and connect the two pieces. Now, if there's a trick to contact cement, it would be that it needs pressure, right? And a decent amount of it at that. And we're going to do the same thing with the outline that goes all the way around. So I tried putting this second layer on top, and this is supposed to be even and it's not, and this is supposed to be even and it's not. And I absolutely hate this thing. Like I'm exceptionally unhappy with it. It's the people who do foam regularly and make it look good. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with this. This may just be the end, and we'll figure something else out. Vicini says, when things go bad, you go back to the beginning. I really did. I genuinely tried. But this thing, look at that. This thing is horrible. My lines are wavy. This is not a, I'm a 3D printing snob and I think foam is horrible. This is I'm not that good at foam. So after a few days worth of fighting, I got my printer to print. And it's snug too. It's in 3 pieces. Each piece has, come here you, 2 dowels, and then this carbon fiber rod going through the whole thing. Light sanding, which should be good. Everything still needs to be glued. I honestly tried. I am not good at foam. This line is just all super wavy. This line is super wavy. Again, this is not a fault of the material. It's 100% on me. I should be wearing a respirator for this, but I'm not. We're using PVC cement and my plastic stapler. What's this thing called? Plastic welding gun. Luckily with PVC cement you have a little bit of wiggle time. It's not like super glue where it is what it is. The tolerances on this one were much tighter than last time, so I don't think it's going to be moving too terribly much, but since I don't have clamps, because it's a tipped weapon, I don't want to break the tip off, I am going to use this. These little tines that are sticking up, apparently, working back and forth a little bit, just snap right off. And they do that under the surface. I've been cutting them and then filing. This is way easier. Next step is to sand everything. I'm going to finish pulling these off, and then we're on to sanding. So that is pretty good. It's not perfect. There are a couple of spots that need a little bit of fill, mostly all of these seams. To fill these bigger lines, I am just using standard glazing putty. Same stuff I always use. I'm not thinning it down. Just putting a light coat over each of the seams. It's the only place that really needs it. Everything else is going to get a coating of glazing putty thinned down with acetone. So right now I just want to fill in all these big seams. Annoyingly, this may be the happiest I have been with the sword yet. I took all the precautions I needed. I pre-drilled the hole in the modeling software. Made sure my spacing was nice. I added just enough tolerance that everything slipped well together, but was nice and locked in. It printed well. So yeah, I think this is the happiest I've been with the sword that I've done on the channel. So now I waited about 4 hours before I sanded it. And then I brushed everything off with a shop rag and a little bit of acetone. We're going to cover everything in glazing putty and acetone. Two coats of primer, and this thing I buffed it with steel wool. I forgot the word steel wool for a second. So I buffed the whole thing with steel wool, and it is just amazing. I could never have gotten the foam to look like this. I'm not that good with foam. So we're going to tape off this inner part because it stays black, and then silver the exterior. I picked up some Automotive touch-up silver. It says universal silver. I wanted something a little darker, but I couldn't find what I normally use, so it'll be fine, or I'll repaint it. Either way, the blade doesn't get weathered very much. It's the only part of the sword that actually looks like it was highly maintained. So I'm going to tape off the inside, spray it silver, and then we should be about done. So this thing turned out amazing. I mean, as far as swords go, this is one of my smaller swords, comparatively speaking. But I'm just unbelievably happy with every bit of this. I didn't do the inlay. I'm not quite sure what I want to do for that, so we're just going to leave it as is for now, because this is more than displayable. I love this thing. I didn't realize how much I would really enjoy this stupid little sword, but here we are. It's a great sword. Yeah. Thanks for making it to the end. I really appreciate that. Next week we're probably jumping back to the clone. Should be finishing up the belt, which means the clone is done. And then we turn him from a standard shiny clone to Aiden. But I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying this weird little offshoot I've done of side projects. Maybe we'll keep it up. I don't know. We'll see. There's only one way to know for sure. You know. But either way, thanks for making it to the end, and I'll see you next time. And look, I did try, right? I absolutely tried. I am not good at foam. Foam is one of those artworks, right? If I'd had time and the patience and practice, and in about 2 months, I could probably get that blade to look at that level. And then from that point on, everything else would be easy. But I don't have the skill set to do foam. 3D printing, I model, I print, I finish. I mean, it's not like I just hit print and go and it's done. There's a lot more work involved in what I do. But I'm not knocking foam. That's way harder than it looks, and I'm not that good. I'm that good, which is good enough for me. I'll see you next time.